All right. The sun came out, people. If that isn't a good omen for the fight, I don't know what is. All right. So I'm going to start off with something important. Fuck Trump. Now, do it with me. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. All right. Fuck Trump. All right. It feels good to say what we actually think, doesn't it? All right. So thank you. So I'll start with the obligatory introduction. I'm Scott Johnson. I'm the state organizer for 5051 Indiana. All right. So the way this works for my opening address is we start with the procedural stuff. I hopefully don't put you to sleep. Then we go on to the good and then the bad. And so we're going to start with the important things that you have to know. So the first thing to know is, since apparently I'm now being a politician, I'm going to be a little bit evil. And what I'm going to tell you is I'd like you to stay to the end, and I'll tell you what the topic is. And the topic of my closing address is, what do we do? In a world when ICE is grabbing us up, what do we do? We're going to talk about it. All right. So here's how today goes. We're going to do this at the general political speakers. Okay? They come after me. This woman right here, Mary Tuttle, is the very first of them. We are going to have some music. We are then going to proceed on to our Shred Project 2025, where we talk about this evil, odious piece of legislation. We're going to have some more music because music is good. We are going to chant, and we're going to close by marching, and we're going to do it better than we did last time, because last time was a mess. Right? But what we did was we went back to high school, we looked at the way Dan does it, and we paid attention. So we're going to try and do it a little better, but we've got a lot of people here, so you have to follow some directions. All right, so the first best thing I'm going to give you is for security people. And the first thing to know is that we do not engage with counter-protesters. We do not get angry. We do not let them taunt us into doing something stupid. We are actually non-violent. 5051 is a non-violent movement. All right. Now, if it gets real bad, and I don't think it will because Indianapolis has been really, really good about this. If it gets real bad, though, we simply sit down. We stop in place. All right. Now, in a crowd this large, it's hard to know. So here's the cue. If you hear America the Beautiful or Amazing Grace over the PA, that's your cue to sit down. Okay? We stop. And that idea, I would love to tell you, was mine, but our new security person, Amy, who is brilliant, came up with it. All right. So now I've got to do the thank yous, because this is not all me. I am just a small part. So the first thing I'm going to say is, we had a project manager for Project 2025 shredding. She had to bail out, but she left me her speech. So, woohoo! I didn't have to write that one. All right, we have a fantastic staff who makes all this possible and bought into my vision of we're gonna be a little creative. We're gonna use our frustrated theater geek in the background. We have a new person in charge of security. That's Amy. I can't see her. Big, tall woman in fatigues. Brilliant. Other people who helped. Nikki Mendenhall, if you're here, thank you. You stepped up and got us unmobilized this week. This is a big deal. Now, if you're in the know and you're part of the signal group, you know that my team made me into a meme this week and gave me the best belly laugh I've had since Trump turned out. So if you've seen the funny pictures with me, that's their fault.
You did that?
All right. So somewhere out there is Diane. Diane came through for us in a big way after midnight at 1 a.m. one day this week. Thank you, Diane. All right. So our next protest is going to actually be promoted on a billboard in Indiana. Right? And the credit for that goes to Joe Gaspacho, who went out and raised the money. Okay. Jacqueline Montanero, I barely know you. You showed up for me repeatedly. Thank you. Now, if you were here last time, you know we've had audio problems, and no one's yelling at me yet about the audio. That's because we went up to Sweetwater and bought all new gear. And if you have to buy audio gear in the state of Indiana, Sweetwater's a homegrown miracle. They are amazing. All right, somewhere out in the crowd is our very first county level organizer, Mike. There you go. That is the first county we have. And what we do is we organize first at the state level, congressional district, county, and finally town. We only have one county, but I'll take one. All right, the other thing to note is a bunch of our senior staff couldn't be here today, and they still put the work in to make this happen. Thank you so much, Tori. Thank you, Janet. All right, some other good things. We actually have a software engineer working on the technology that drives all this besides me. So that's a big deal. We're stepping up, and we're going to make the technology we build accessible to other organizers. All right, so here's the bad stuff. Because if you got good, you've got bad. What a week. All right. All right, so just so you know just so you have an idea what it's like on the inside, right? Because I do this 18 plus hours a day. I talk to organizers all over the state, and one of the things that is happening is we are spending our time fighting each other, not fighting Trump. Okay? So, in the spirit that 5051 tends to operate outside the system, I would like to extend an offer to all the organizers in the state of Indiana. Why don't we sit down around a campfire Friday the 25th, and why don't we settle our differences? Okay? Because this week alone, I moderated fights between, and I'm embarrassed to say this, my group in Northwest Indiana, 2 different organizers in Lafayette, and one other person who I don't even know who it was because it was a day ago. All right, so people, Trump is the enemy. If you are getting mad at another Democrat, you are doing Trump's work for him, and let's not do that. That's right. Okay. So the next thing. Dang it. Okay. So out in the crowd, there are 6 buckets. Okay? They're the big green Homer bucket. In those buckets, each of those buckets has over 2,000 whistles. They're 3D printed security whistles. I made them myself. Yeah. All right. So here's what to do with them. Right? There's a phenomenon that is starting to happen in America. It's called the bystander effect. And it means you see something bad happening, and you don't step up because you think that person's going to step up. They don't step up because they think I'm going to step up. Well, that's how people die, right? So, I am not telling you, I'll be very clear, right? And listen to the words carefully. I am not telling you to mess with the cops. What I am telling you is call attention to bad things. Because if these people were doing the right thing, they wouldn't wear face masks. That's right. Real police don't hide their faces. Real police have warrants signed by judges. All right, so people in America were bystanders when Rumesa Ozturk from Tufts was taken. We were bystanders in Muncie when our very own Morgan was dragged out of the building. Right? We can do better. That's all I'm saying. All right? So, there are 12,000 whistles out there. Take one, take two, take, quite honestly, as many as you damn want. Get them to people and explain it. Because I'll be back at the next event with more of them.